What's going on? We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video. And yes, I believe the Detroit Pistons should trade Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. That's just what it is, man. Now I'll tell you why. And I said that the Pistons needed to tear it down in the offseason. I thought Ime Udoka was a better coach for that. I don't think Dwayne Casey deserved to come off of coaching the coach of the year to come to a rebuild. And I knew it was going to come to this. I knew the Pistons was going to try to basically throw something together. You know what I'm saying? Trying to throw a last-minute dinner together. And, and try to, make a run. But you can't do that in the NBA, man. It happened once for the Pistons with Rip, Chauncey, Ben, and then getting Rasheed through a trade for Bobby Sir to Atlanta. It happened once for the Pistons. Once. It's not going to happen again and probably in our lifetime. The NBA is different now. Now you need stars to win games. You only have 2 starters on this team, man. 2 starters that's going to start in the majority in the NBA. That's over 50% in the NBA. Let's say 60% in the NBA, you got two guys that can start at least 60% of the teams. I don't think Reggie Jackson can start on 60% of the teams. I don't think Luke Kennard can. I don't think Bullock. I don't think Stanley Johnson can. Nobody else outside of Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin, okay? So then you go to this. Then you say, how do we acquire talent? Well, it won't be through free agency because the Pistons got money tied into players that's not going to get them a championship. Not together, not Reggie Jackson, not Drummond, Blake Griffin. So we can't bring in talent. But even if we had the cap room, players are not coming to Detroit. Okay, players in the NBA want to play in LA or California. They want to play in New York or they want to play in Miami. Okay, even Chicago, which is a dope city, is getting neglected. All right, for some reason, players feel like they want to stay in a great place like those coast or those areas because I don't know why. Because you're gonna be on the road half of the year, more than half of the year. You're gonna be on the road 41 games. In the other 41 you'll be at the crib. But in the off season, you can do what you want to do and live where you want to live at. So I really never understood that. Okay, you shouldn't be partying and enjoying the amenities anyway during the season so much, man. You should be focused on winning basketball games and doing things of that nature. And that's why I respect Paul George for staying in Oklahoma City, man. He had a good thing going there. He enjoyed that. They got to do something. And I said this in my other video. They got to do something to keep the small market teams in play. If it's giving the small market teams 20 or 30% more cap space so they can sign those big players, then that's what they're going to have to do. Because, in reality, then the NBA only need to cut down to like a handful of teams then. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? We get the same games, the same teams on Wednesday, Thursday nights, or whatever nights they show basketball, ESPN and TNT Friday nights. We get the same team, Lakers, Warriors. We occasionally get a couple sorry teams in there. But for the most part, we get the same teams they trying to showcase on those platforms every week. And if that's the case, just go ahead and just take the NBA down to 15 or 8 to 15 teams, man, because that's what it boils down to. It's the same teams every year. They got the same title shots, all right? It's a handful of teams. We know every year who going to win the title or a secondary team can win the title. It's the same handful of teams every year. The NBA parity's always sucked, okay? They got to find a way to get better parity in their league, all right? NFL got great parity. You know what I'm saying? In NBA, it's got the worst parity in American sports, okay? So it's not entirely the Pistons' fault. It's just that, they don't have any rules in place that can, get stars to small or get stars through free agency to small market teams. But really, let's just keep it real, man. A lot of people gonna thumb down the video and get mad because I'm speaking facts. Keep it real. Do you expect Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond to win a championship together? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be quiet for a minute. You answer that in the comment section. Hell no, you don't expect them to win a championship together. Do you expect Blake Griffin to be the best player on the team in the championship team? No. Do you expect Andre Drummond to be the best player on the championship team? No. So, what are we fanning for? Why are we fans of the Pistons for? If the whole thing about being a Pistons fan is to keep complaining about how they not getting it done. Keep hoping that Reggie Jackson can feel his potential and Drummond can feel his potential and Griffin can feel their potential. It's not a championship caliber team. And if we ain't shooting for a championship, if we shooting for putting fans in the stands, they losing at that too. Because that was what the Blake Griffin trade was about. Blake Griffin trade wasn't about his talents. The Blake Griffin trade was about putting asses in the seats. But they underestimated. People in Detroit don't give a shit about Blake Griffin for the most part. This ain't LeBron coming here, or this ain't Kevin Durant or Giannis Acapulco or Steph Curry coming here. People ain't coming to see Blake Griffin like that. You know, real talk. People want to come to Detroit and see a winning team on the floor. And it's in a time when none of the teams are winning, people want to come here and see a winning team. And Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin is not going to get you no wins that matter about. Not going to get you deep playoff wins, not without some assistance. And with them, Dre and Blake Griffin and Reggie Jackson taking up a large percentage of the cap, that's it. You only got 2 starters in this league that's going to start on 60% of the teams we already talked about. So you have to deal with both of them, man. The Pistons not winning with them. I challenge anybody that tell me the Pistons going to make a deep playoff run with Blake Griffin and Drummond, with Reggie Jackson's salary on the salary cap. No, you're not. You're not making no deep run with them, bro. So you have to, in the NBA, man, you have to tear it down, man. You have to be either one of the handful of teams that got a shot at the championship: Philly, Boston, Toronto, Golden State, Denver, /Houston, / the Lakers. Okay? You got to be one of them handful of teams, or you want to be one of the worst teams in the NBA. You don't want to be in the middle of the pack in the NBA. And it's shown that before with the Pistons. It's one thing to be the middle of the pack and be able to evaluate talent and get them. Well, you took Stanley over Justice Winslow, who balling right now. I believe you took Stanley over Devin Booker. You took somebody over Klay Thompson. You took KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, over Giannis Acapulco, CJ McCollum, Rudy Gobert. Okay? The list goes on and on about the players the Pistons missed out on in the draft. So for one, you can't put that on Ed Stefanowski, I guess. People say, well, we got to trust Ed Stefanowski and stuff. Okay. History tells me that the Pistons are not going to identify talents late in the lottery or the middle of the lottery to the bottom and to the rest of the draft. It's just not going to happen. They took Luke Kennard over Devon Mitchell, bro. You can't tell me, and they worked both of them out. You can't tell me you got them dudes in the gym and you seen both of them in the gym work out that Luke Kennard better than Devon Mitchell, bro. You can't tell me that. So what you got to do, you got to trade. You got to trade them. You got to be a bad team. Just count your losses right now. For some reason, Detroit teams just hate to count their losses. Count your losses. Be bad. Build up like Philly did. Build up like OKC did back in the day with Kevin Durant, Westbrook, James Harden. Later in the draft, they got Ibaka when they got pretty good. Fall back. Be terrible. Trade these dudes off with the assets you can trade them off for. Clear your cap. Have a good, healthy cap. Start bringing in young stars. You know what I'm saying? Be bad now before the All-Star break. Tank enough. You might be lucky enough to get into the top 5 of the draft. Get Zion, get RJ Barrett, get Bola, whoever you like in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Then trade them assets to trade back up in the draft and get some more talent, or use them assets to trade them for future first round picks. But they gotta start over, man. That's just what it is, man. You got 2 superstars or two Detroit Pistons superstars. They ain't never won nothing. They never gonna win nothing together. And that's Andre Drummond, Blake Griffin. You could throw Reggie Jackson there. It's not going to happen. Everybody can hate and dislike me for telling the truth, but it ain't going to happen. They not winning shit. So you can sit there, and I think Pistons fans love to be miserable, bro. I think Detroit sports fans love to be miserable. They love misery. They love misery more than winning championships, bro. Because ain't no way in hell you can keep telling me that this team is going to win anything. It is what it is. You can blame Dwayne Casey. He can't save this team. Red Auerbach couldn't save this team. A prime Phil Jackson couldn't save this team. You know what I'm saying? You have to trade everybody. Be bad for a couple of years. Build up like Philly. Trust the process. And then go on and have a good team and have a chance at winning the championship, man. But like I said, people going to hate, get mad because I'm telling you this. Dudes, they're going to run these dudes into the ground till nobody want them. And they're going to play these contracts out. They're going to be the same repetitive shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not an indictment on Blake Griffin, dude. It's just that, it's just not enough here, man. You know what I'm saying? They got to be a bad team and draft well, and then, then they can make their run in a couple years. You know what I'm saying? Pistons been bad since 2009, 10 or something like that. You can wait a couple more years and develop some talent. But Motor City Sports Talk, boy, CJ Goodfella. Forgive me on social media. All the links in the description. Reach out to the email you want to make a donation. That link's in the description. All those links in the description. You got video requests. You can email me or DM me on social media. Much blessings to everybody on this Sunday. Motor City Sports Talk with CJ Goodfellow. We gone.